Indigenous cultures, a shaman was a person who had some kind of deep initiation experience, whether it was a life-threatening illness, a near-death experience, a psychotic break, some visionary experience, or some dream that put the shaman on his or her path. And it was believed that in the shaman being able to cure himself or herself of what was going on, that then the shaman had information about the power of the universe and made contact with helping spirits that helped them be cured of this illness, that gave them the ability to help their communities. And so when you looked at an indigenous culture, you went into a community and there were typically more than one person who would be the shaman, but it was very limited on who would be called the shaman. You will never meet a true shaman who calls themselves a shaman. Your community calls yourself a shaman, but you would never want to use that name for yourself. To actually call yourself a shaman is seen as bragging about your power, and in shamanism, whenever you brag about your power, you get the big sure enough and lose it. So it's a path of humility, it's a path that's filled with humbleness, because you're really bringing through the power of the universe, and it's not about you, it's about your ability to bring through the power of the universe. In our culture, we're seeing something for the very first time, and I actually think it's necessary, and I think it's wonderful that it's happening, where you see a very widespread number of people getting involved with shamanic practices today. But I think that we have to make a distinction between an actual shaman and people who are practicing shamanic practices today. I don't think becoming a shaman is something that you can pick for yourself. It's not like you wake up one day and say, I think I'm going to be a shaman. I really do believe that it is a destiny to be on this path. And it's not an easy path. It's the path of the wounded healer. So in a shamanic culture, shamans weren't exactly excited about being picked to be on this path, because it meant a hard life. Being a wounded healer means that you never close down to the pain and suffering of the people in the community, so that you keep experiencing experiences in life that are hard, so that it keeps you having an open heart. Also, the spirits are always trying to sculpt you into being a better person and to sculpt away your ego, so that you can keep bringing through more and more spiritual energy. And that means having hard initiation experiences that keep sculpting you into a person who can bring through this kind of power.